You know a war's going badly when your enemy's right in front of you. This white flag is the Taliban's. They really are that close to these Afghans, defending one of the last government holdouts in Helmand province. It used to be NATO that shot from these positions near the vulnerable city of Lashkar. Hundreds of Americans and Britons died for Helmand, many in the town of Sangin, where these pictures show the Afghan army recently in heavy clashes. But now Afghanistan is, quite quickly, watching Helmand fall. The Taliban are winning partly because of men like these. This is a rare window into the Afghan government's worst nightmare. Soldiers from the Afghan army, whom America spent billions training, who say they've defected and joined the Taliban. They're edgy, never dreamed they'd change sides.
I did 18 months of army training and took an oath to serve this country. But the situation changed. The army let us down. So we had to come to the Taliban, who treat us like guests.
They carry their old uniforms, IDs and bank cards used to get their old army wages. They fought in violent Sangin, where these pictures were more recently filmed, yet now both use their training and experience to train the Taliban.
I decided to leave the army when my dead and injured comrades lay in our base, but nobody took them to the hospital. My army training is very useful now, as I am now training Taliban fighters with the same knowledge.
Men who've seen the tide turn and voted with their feet.
Helmand's the indisputable heartland of the south that NATO fought so hard to push the Taliban back in, and the fact that here in Kabul you can talk to many officials who say its capital Lashkar could fall at any day really gives you a sense of how much on the offensive the Taliban are and what could happen in the summer fighting season ahead.
This is the centre of Lashkar, the key town in the Taliban sights. Tense yet teeming. Some visit briefly from areas the Taliban now control.
It's a bit too soon to say whether people are happy with the Taliban in Musa Qala. The bazaar is now full of people while it used to be empty. That was because the security was bad, and some people avoided the government's forces.
Others fled to its outskirts from the fighting in flashpoints like Sangin.
My worst memory from Sangin is how a wedding party was hit by a mortar, killing a large number of women and children.
The police left after the fighting intensified and told me to move to a vacant corner of the village, but the bullets and rockets followed, killing 10 people, so I fled here.
Just over a year since NATO stopped fighting, and here the Taliban's white flags are closer than ever. Nick Payton-Walsh, CNN, Kabul.